What's up everybody, welcome to the channel, and this is another video. And in this video we're gonna talk about Flight Center, ticket symbol FLT, and we're gonna look into the fundamental aspect of the stock and of course the technical aspect of the stock, and we're gonna decide whether it's a good time to buy in this stock in this current bull market. So let's get to it. All right guys, so we are at the ASX website, so let's get into the fundamentals actually. So if you are a dividend investor, this might not be the stock. Again, I'm not suggesting that you hold this stock for 5 or 6 years. I personally hold this stock at the moment. I got in at a really low price. Of course, this is a travel stock, so we know what happened to travel stocks in the COVID crash. But I will be holding this stock for the next coming year or two. I think it'll be a good trade, short-term trade for me in the coming year or two, or maybe at least 1 or 2 years. So again, I do not personally recommend looking into this stock if you are a dividend investor, and this personally does not give out a really good healthy dividend, and it in fact actually gives a as you can see here, its annual dividend yield is 2.6%, 65%, and when we factor in inflation, it's actually similar to the bank rates. So I wouldn't personally recommend in terms of dividend, but the other thing is, like, although they do offer 100% franking credits in their dividends, again, I'm solely holding this stock for the capital gains. I treat this as a short-term trade, and from the charts over here, they haven't given any kind of dividends in this year because, of course, you can't blame them. The company actually struggled a lot in this year, including all the other travel companies. Alright, so the document that we need to look for is pretty much in the announcements tab. So we'll go here. So FLT announcements, as you can see. FLT announcements. So you go see all, and this is the document that you need to have a look at. This is the FLT 2020 AGM result. This was from last year November AMG, the annual general meeting. So, and in this is a huge article, and of course I highly encourage you to read this. Do not buy into stocks without reading their financial results sheet. And of course, this part here is the important bit that you should specifically focus on. So of course, they have had a $510 million of an underlying loss before taxes during this year. Again, no international travel happened. Of course, with the corona, every country closed its borders. Even inside Victoria, we couldn't have any domestic travel as well. So it makes sense, and I'm pretty sure once everything is back to normal, and there's a vaccine rolling out as well, travel sector should open up, because without tourism a country can't survive, and that's just that doesn't make any economical sense to run a country without any sort of tourism, and specifically a country like Australia, where it's hugely dependent on the international students that are coming into this country. So so that I think this has some good coming years in the future. But as for now, I think this will I don't think this company will be able to make any kind of profits, but it won't be permanent. Okay, so this is the numbers actually. All right, so of course they were heavily hit by coronavirus, just like any other travel and tourism based company, and of course at the same time energy stocks as well as oil exploration stocks. So this is they managed to make $15.3 billion. Of course, that's 35.5% lower than last year, which was $23.7 billion. I think this is their global revenue. It should be including international and domestic travel. But of course, I think these guys had a really good year in 2018 and 2019. So compared to that, this is actually, these numbers do add up. So yeah, and the other important thing is that they have managed to save 1.9 billion dollars. Of course, like I told you, most companies did this during the corona crisis. When they can't operate, it's best to go into a budget and cut down your expenses. So these are the expenses that they have cut down. Of course, workforce reductions, most employees, pilots, flight attendants, and of course, in travel sector they couldn't work, and of course, these people, including many of they have pop-up shops in shopping centers, so I'm pretty sure they had to close them down. Of course, all the shopping centers were closed as well, so it makes sense. And flexible hours, you read this, and of course removing stores, and reducing capital expenditures, and of course one-off costs, and of course, and the other thing that most people overlook when they are thinking of fundamentals or buying into a company is the team that's heading the company. So these people actually did like intensive research on them, like not only these ones. Most of these people are on LinkedIn, so just type these 10 names on Google and go and have a look. Of course, they are more than qualified to handle this company, and they have done a really amazing job. The company didn't go bankrupt during Corona, and most airlines, I think Tiger Airways, they've been bankrupt. So these guys didn't go bankrupt, even though they are not like, they don't have any planes or anything, but in the sector, travel and tourism sector, some companies actually did go bankrupt. But these guys managed to hold it on their own, and the stock didn't actually crash in a larger margin as well. We'll go into the charts and talk about it, but yeah, again, before you buy any kind of company, look who's heading it and what kind of qualifications that they have and who they are. So that's actually one of the overlooked factors when you are considering investing. Alright guys, so that's it for the fundamentals. Again, when you look at fundamentals, look at their financials, people who are heading the company, and of course their future directions, what they're taking, and what kind of free cash flow they have, and what kind of safety measures that they have taken to protect the company in terms of a crisis, like cutting down workforce and removing one-off costs. These are important things that you have to consider before you buying a company, because if a company is not performing well, of course the stock price goes down as well. Man, I need a haircut, bro. Oh shit. I have to get a haircut. Okay, so we are at the charts. Of course, make sure to go and have a look at the charts. Why do I have Fibonacci over here? I badly need a haircut. Yeah, I really need a haircut, but it's just really, I'm bored to go out and get a haircut, but it is what it is. Alright, so we are at the charts, we're looking at the charts, and alright, so this is the flight center charts. So we have data since 1996. They actually started in 1982, so this has enough data so for us to figure out what's going on with the stock. As you can see guys, we are right now at $15.03. This is currently trading. I'm shooting this video at 2 p.m. so the market is still open. Now I'm gonna look into a few factors actually. So first we'll go to the Corona crash. So this is where we were at $40, and if you bought this stock at this kind of a level, bruh, I feel bad for you. All right. So from here, of course, this is when the news got out and everyone started panicking, and boom, crash happened. So from here, I think we're talking about, wow, 75%. That's a crazy amount, guys. 75% of your money, boom, just like that. But at the same time, here's the thing: these are cyclical stocks. Of course, travel and tourism, these are cyclical stocks, and of course, what goes up must come down, and they did come down. And if you look at the charts, guys, the most noticeable thing is the volume. You just remove it over here. Let me get my pen. All right, cool. So I got my pen, and let me show you the volume. Look how big. Can you guys see it? The volume. I'm gonna zoom in, and compared to these previous years, this is a huge improvement. Look at that. Oh my god. And this was the previous time, and look at that. That's crazy, guys. If you're buying a stock, especially at a level like this, make sure to pay clear and precise attention to the volume. So that means people are interested in this stock, and something is going on. So smart investors, specifically these big guys, whales with big money, they look into crashes like this, and they put huge chunks of money in there, and the volume actually goes up when that happens. And retail investors like you guys and me, we get in, and if we don't get in earlier, we're gonna get burned. So now this is still not late to enter the stock, of course, and I'll tell you when to exactly enter. All right. So yeah, volume is a good thing. As you can see, it's really spiked up, so this is actually a good indicator. And if we go to, I'm gonna erase all of this, and of course, so yeah, and again, I'm gonna bring my, so this is the trend line that I draw. You can't, I'm on the weekly chart, and that's the other thing, guys. If you are thinking of doing any kind of thing, especially with charts, trading and whatnot, make sure to look into weekly and monthly charts, so you can have a better idea of where the stock is performing. So I'm on the weekly chart, and let's go to the monthly chart as well. So this is the monthly chart. Again, the volume is really high, and so we'll go back to the weekly one. Okay, so with the weekly one, guys, so I managed to draw this small trend line, of course, but the drawbacks to draw a trend line. But I personally believe this stock will come over here, touch the trend line, because it's on a current bull market with this kind of volume. It should. And again, if you want to get into this stock, don't buy it right now. Wait till it gets here, maybe to this $13 mark. Of course, now it's at 15. You can get in now as well, but I wouldn't personally recommend. 13 would be a better price for you to get in, but again, it might defy all the odds or just start go up. But in my opinion, I think it should come down a little bit more. 13, 14 would be a good area to buy. And yeah, okay. And that's the other thing, this RSI that I always look, this is one indicator. Of course we have volume, and trend line is almost forming, so, and of course the RSI. So RSI is still here, compared to 2019 2018 levels, which was these levels, and compared to here, this is pretty low. So we know this stock has still more potential to go up. And that's so one more thing to look into, guys. So this was actually during the 2008 GFC. The crash actually damaged the stock, but compared to this level, guys, we are at a really good level. The stock didn't actually come to these $3 mark. It actually stopped at $8. So that actually means that the company actually held really good. Again, it's at a really good time for you to buy, rather than, you know, like most people, they get into a stock when it's at the top. But the rule of thumb is, guys, always buy at low and sell at high. All right, so this is at low. All right, so this is a good time to enter the stock. And again, do your own research, and I hope I'll manage to bring you some sort of insight to, you know, help you decide what you want to do in terms of a stock like this. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and please hit that subscribe button here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.